it seems like the festival just ended.
I know, right?
And now we're already gearing up for Bumbershoot. So talk to me a bit about the connection between the film festival and Bumbershoot.
Bumbershoot approached us 4 or 5 years ago as, the leading film organization to curate the One Reel Film Festival, the short films at Bumbershoot. And, given that that's our whole design of organization, we said, absolutely, yes. It's just another chance to bring the best international short films to Seattle.
Okay.
And this year we're doing over 120 films from 19 different countries, which is great. It really reflects both the international flavor of SIFF and the international flavor of Bumbershoot itself and how varied it is.
So talk to me about shorts. Most people don't see shorts in general. They used to run before movies. That's way in the past and all this.
Yeah.
So what is it about shorts? What's the appeal of shorts? Why do people care about shorts since they don't seek them out otherwise? Why run shorts at Bumbershoot?
Well, the short film is one of the most amazing pieces of art because you have to tell a story, a really great story, a compelling story, in 10 minutes and have it all work. Short films can be anywhere from a minute to about 30 minutes. Some of the best ones are about 15 minutes. It's a way to see a story and to experience, some acting and maybe a situation that you're either familiar with or not familiar with in a very short amount of time, and then you move on to the next one. Short packages are great because even if you don't like the film that's playing right now, hang back for 10 minutes. The next film could blow your mind.
Yeah.
And so it's really a way it's like a sampler plate. For people. You don't have to commit to a 2-hour film, especially at Bumbershoot with the audience in-out policy, which is different than the festival. But it works with the flavor, and so you can come and sit, get out of the sun, get out of the rain, whatever's happening outside, take a little breather, see some art from around the world. And experience something.
And let's talk, finally, one last question about the practical matter. How does it work? So you're inside Bumbershoot. Are people drifting in and out of the movies all the time? Where is it? How big of a hassle is it? How long of a line? I mean, a lot of Bumbershoot acts, there are long lines you have to sit in. What's the kind of the practical consequences of trying to see a short at Bumbershoot?
It's held at SIFF Cinema, which is in McCaw. And so you enter as if you're going to the opera or the ballet, and then we just funnel people down the stairs. It rolls over every hour. We have a new short film package. This year it's a little different. We have one feature-length film, Rock Prophecies, which people can come in and out of. We keep the lights at about 3/4 down, so that and we encourage people, if they're going to leave during the credits and the time in between, so that the people around them can enjoy the short fully. But most of the time, people stay for the whole program. It's only about 45 minutes.
Okay.
We clear the theater every 3 hours, so you're perfectly happy to sit for 3 hours. The lines are usually not long. There's only a couple of programs that you would need to get there well in advance for. The Best of SIFF Juried Awards and the Best of SIFF Audience Awards are always really big shows, and so you should kind of make a little plan to get there before that. But in most cases, we can fit people in. We have full houses, but people leave and then other people come down, and so it's a really nice way to to see film.
Okay, and now can you give me a quick recap of all 120 films?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, let's start out. Film number 1. So why don't you, again, with all those, if you have some highlights, I don't know if they're Beth's favorites or if they're the Bumbershoot staff's favorites, but just give me entice me. Tell me about some of your favorite, perhaps, festival shorts that we should be seeking out. Or programs.
I know we have a couple of really great programs. We are doing Bumbershoot is doing the Younger Shoot, which is a youth, a youth component to Bumbershoot, and in that we're doing films for families every day at noon. The first show of the day is totally family appropriate. All of the other ones, perhaps teenager appropriate and above.
Okay.
But the first film of the day is always family appropriate, and they're actually from around the world. There's some subtitled, some not.
And now, do they tend to be animated or live action or a mix?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. With only 40 minutes in a program, we have 3 or 4 films, so it's not not a huge commitment. We have a couple of different country focuses. The Swedes make some amazing short films, and
really,
we're doing a whole program of them called Hey, which is kind of like hey. We have Aussie versus Kiwi. The two, Australia and New Zealand, are powerhouse filmmakers.
Anybody who watches Flight of the Conchords knows about the
Exactly,
Kiwi Aussie conflict.
And there's an amazing Kiwi short. It's 2 minutes called "Careful with That Power Tool." It is squirmable. I've seen it 7 or 8 times, and each time I'm like, no, no. We are working with Real Girls, a local film organization. We have a program of their short films, 2 p.m. on Monday. There's a lot of local films and some music videos from local bands: the Fleet Foxes, Duchess and the Duke, Surface Tension, Lonely Forest, and Modest Mouse. And that'll be playing 2 p.m. on Sunday.
So if you don't feel like you're hip enough to the music scene, you can just go and watch that one, and then you'll know about
you'll know all of these
everything.
things. Exactly.
Yeah, impress all your friends.
Exactly. We have a great program called Love and Marriage, which is, and then it's followed by Crime and Punishment, of course. And that's on Saturday night, and those are great. And I just saw one this morning, a beautiful little animated film called The Mouse That Soared, about a little baby mouse whose parents, unfortunately, no longer with us, who's adopted by a pair of birds, and they teach the mouse how to fly. It's great animation. It's completely charming. We also do a free short film program on Friday night at SIFF Cinema, which is international award winners from around the world. And that's totally free. It's first come, first served. It's a way for both One Reel and SIFF to help kick off Bumbershoot and the One Reel Film Festival.
Okay, so by free, it's free once you go to Bumbershoot.
That one is actually free.
But this one's free. You don't have to pay the Bumbershoot fees.
Don't have to pay
Excellent.
because the gates aren't up yet. And so it's a way for both of us to sort of, get people excited and get people really revved up for One Reel. Beyond that, once Saturday morning comes around, everything is free once you're on the campus, just like everything else, all the comedy and the dance and the art.
And one of the features of the festival is they bring in filmmakers. Because these are shorts, are there going to be any local or other national filmmakers actually with their films, or does this tend to be just anonymous film after film after film?
We have a lot of local directors, and so they'll all be there with their films.
They will,
which is great.
So you can maybe talk to them out in the lobby or something?
Exactly, short little Q&A afterwards.
Good.
We often have a number of filmmakers who come up for the weekend because Bumbershoot's such a great draw.
Yeah.
And they get in free that day because their film is showing, so that's cool. Yeah. So we don't know exactly who's coming yet, but we often have a handful. But a lot of it it's a little more anonymous.
Now, one of the amazing things about the festival, I know, and I assume it's true with Bumbershoot as well, is that you must screen thousands to get to that 120. I mean, that means I'm like, oh my God, that must be every short ever made. You reject. I mean, there are millions of things that you guys have to sit through. So you think that these 120 come up with, it's the cream of the crop, right? I mean, do you have any idea, any calculation of how many shorts you guys have sat through in the last year to come up with your 120?
Between the films that we watch for SIFF and the films that we watch for One Reel, we each watch a couple thousand films, and there are 6 of us, and so a lot of them are the same couple thousand. But we probably watch 5,000 or 6,000 films to come up with the short films that we think best reflect the audience. Because the Bumbershoot audience is a lot more broad. People are coming in to get out of the sun. Yeah. They're not necessarily. It's not necessarily a destination as it is in SIFF.
Yeah,
people are coming to the films because they want to see those films. A lot of audience members, which is great, are coming because it's raining or it's sunny or they just they can't stand anymore. Yeah. So they're there to chill out. And then they get to see these great short films.
So if anyone has the misimpression that the film festival, for instance, caters to pretty snooty film fans, which I don't think it does, but even so, it certainly is even less the case with Bumbershoot.
Exactly.
It's a broad-based audience that you're after.
Exactly, a really broad base. And we really are looking to hit a lot of different, community. We have, our German films, Swedish films, Australian, New Zealand films. The Live Earth Film Festival puts together a compilation of environmentally focused films. Okay. I think Chad Lowe directed one of them this year.
Really?
So it really is, it's incredibly broad.